These are the reasons why most farmers fail or do not make enough profit from pig farming. 1. No competitive advantage. How you do your farming should be different from what everyone else does in your area to have an upper hand on the market. Keeping pigs in a dirty environment, going around restaurants and then eateries for waste should not be associated with you. Just as in any business, you need to be unique in your business operations in order to attract the right paying customers that will appreciate your effort. When I started out, there were many other smallholder farmers in the area. What most of them were doing at that time was to keep their pigs in the bare floor where the pigs were able to root deep down in the soil. The pigs were looking dirty as a result of inability to clean the pen. What did I do different? I constructed my pen and cemented the floor so that I could easily clean and wash the place from time to time. You might not see the essence in that, but I must tell you, today, people call me to find out if I am ready to sell pigs to them after telling them that I'm on a sales break. Meanwhile, there are other farmers struggling to sell what is on their farms. If you look at your pigs and you are not proud of them, it is time to change your routines. 2. Lack of business skills. You do not need to wear a suit and a tie before you consider yourself a business person. Pig farming is equally a business and must be treated as such. It is your own money you used in starting the pig. We agree. It doesn't permit you to mix the asset of the farm and that of your personal ones anyhow. You need to separate business goals from personal goals. If you take money from the farm other than your salary, put it back. If you do not isolate your spendings from that of your businesses, you will end up spending funds allocated for farm operations. Create an account purposely for your farm. Unless you are going to buy something for the farm, don't even remind yourself of money saved in that account. 3. Hiring the wrong person. The success of your farm business is partly dependent on your employees. What do you look out for in your caretaker? Did you employ them out of pity? Do they love the animals and are passionate about what they are doing? Do they even know their roles? The fact is, you cannot have your employees fully committed as you will. Your effort must be directed towards getting the best hands for your farm. Anything short of this, you risk paying for no work done. You need people who are willing to help you succeed. 4. Not reinvesting in the farm. Whether you started your farm with a loan or not, what you need to do is to keep investing back in the farm unless you want to stay at the same place you started. Investing in your farm should not be anything that will break your bank. You can improve little things like switching from manual to automatic feeding systems, redesigning and renovating the pen. If your housing was not strong enough because you did not have the money in the beginning, build a proper and a lasting one now that you have the money. Do not be too quick to start spending as money begins to roll into your hands. Only spend what is rightly yours and reinvest the remaining into the farm. If you are thinking of building a dream house with the revenue from your farm within the first 3 to 5 years, reconsider your thought. Your farm is not yet up to the task of sponsoring your lifestyle. That is what I am still struggling with now. Living in the rural area where people barely make enough, I am seen as making it big to even qualify as a lender. They do not believe me when I say I don't have, but believe me, that is the fact. I am bootstrapping everything relating to the farm. This can only be possible if I reinvest into it. Don't be that farmer who started putting up his dream house by taking money from his farm only to realize that he was not capable enough. A disease set in. He lost his farm and the building was left half complete. No farm, no building. 5. Poor strategy. Not all pig farmers are able to sell throughout the year. Others have peak times where sales are massive. It also depends on your location. Why produce pigs for sale in July when your customers buy in September? You need to be strategic in your operations. Having been in this business, what I realized in the area is that if I was only targeting the people nearby, my pigs should be ready in April and December. Those are the months where lots of celebrations and parties do happen. So if you're looking up to serving that small group of people, then you should synchronize your operations to their buying times to avoid overstaying of pigs on your farm. 6. Inability to sell. This is a little related to the lack of competitive advantage. There are a lot of people selling what you are also selling and producing what you are also producing. What will make a buyer choose you from the numerous options they have? It is one thing to produce and another to get it to the consumer. How will you convince a customer that your farm is the best? People don't buy because they want to buy. Give them a reason to need to buy. Why should they patronize you? If selling is a major issue to you, then consider investing time into sales. Join a cooperative if you don't want to go the solo way. After all, there's no gain if you have a farm full of pigs and not being able to find buyers for them. 7. failure to adapt. How willing are you to shift from one way of doing things to another, especially when the latter is more suitable? Flexibility and adaptations are important for survival in businesses. Do you listen to your customers and produce accordingly? If your customer complains of too much fat in your pork, try reducing it the next time. Sometimes just a change in your feed is all you need to keep your farm going. Be open to learning what you don't know, accept corrections, and show appreciation for honest feedback. Your most loyal customer might quit doing business with you without any notice, so be grateful to the few who are open. There are places where the occurrences of a disease is within a particular season or month. Do not be rigid and say, this is how it is done in the place I was operating previously, and so you must continue in that direction. If you do that, you are likely to fail. And then eight, not maximizing the available resources. Utilizing the resources at your disposal should not be the last thing you will do on your farm. For instance, feeding is the greatest expenditure pig farmers incur. Look around. Are there any locally available ingredients that can be obtained for less amount? Go in for them. Try exhausting them before moving out for the expensive ones. Reducing cost should always be on your mind. In terms of cleaning the pen, if there's a river nearby, fetch water from it to do that. You don't need treated water for cleaning pens. Cut down costs before you say pig farming is a scam. Paying for everything means that you will have little to no money on your hands to develop your farm. 9. Lack of focus. If you don't know where you are going, any route at all will take you there. I constantly get potential pig farmers asking the question, pig farming and another livestock venture, which is more profitable? And the funny aspect is most of them have already started the two. So I ask them, which one are you willing to let go? See, the truth is, if you are trying to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. This reminds me of my loss in the rice farm. I met an overwhelming number of grass cutters in the farm. I lost focus that I did not get any of them for my supper that day. You need to be hated for one and loved for another. Trying to do many things at a go will only leave you at the junction of confusion. Pick one and give your all to it. If you fail, at least you will not regret it. But if you still want to do everything, ensure that what you started is able to run on its own with little or no attention. 10. And the last one is lack of passion. My pecs and I are inseparable. Whenever I phone my caretaker, the second thing, if not the first, is how are the pigs doing? Ever since then, I am reminded whenever I forget to ask about the pigs. I literally asked her to take the phone close to the pigs so I could hear from them. When the going gets tougher, it is the passion that will keep you alive. Money alone should not be the motivator for venturing into any business. Assess yourself and ask whether you will be able to keep doing what you do, even if you don't make any money in the next 6 to 12 months. The kind of seriousness I attach to my duties is unimaginable. For the love I have for my pigs, I can do anything. I used to go to the pen in the hot afternoons, spread a mat on the veranda, and take a nap. It's all about the love for what I do. And that love is what makes me obtain premium price for my pigs. If you're not passionate about your work, you will see frustrations everywhere. If you need a pig as a pet, comment below. I will train one of them for you. Now that you know some of the causes of failure of farm businesses, if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more of this, subscribe and share with your friends.